Once again, shout out to the future. Well, you kind of guessed it. So, the whole Passport Bro Joe thing is the future. Not only is the future, but it is the omnipresent, which is going on at this very second as more American, or I should say Western men, such as myself, I have to admit that I would have to identify myself as a westernized man or male to be specific. But man, this is just more than traveling. When a man, or I should say, when a male decides to become a man, of course there are opportunities and situations where a man is required to travel. For instance, whether he has to find a woman or find a foreigner of his dreams from another country, that's one. Or better yet, shout out to the independent men. Another reason to go abroad would have to just seek opportunities elsewhere. Simple as that. Whether it be a business, home, friendship, family, etc. And I also like to give my humble respect to QB for him hosting a pretty funny stream last night. I wasn't on the whole thing because I had to hit the bed early, but it was some pretty interesting moments where the oh, it's just cringe, man. I mean, it's a necessary humiliation. Can't say it right. Humiliate. Fuck. I'm not, dude. I'm not. I'm not even gonna cut this, man. It's hard to say the word humiliate. There we go. Okay. Yeah. I mean, because I'm still European, so I kind of have like this unconscious, you know. But so of course these boys that portray a certain way, but in reality they're just faggots. Okay, the faggots. Same thing with this. What the fuck's his name? David Bond or Beta. I just might as well call him Beta Male Bond. I mean, for real, dude. Every time I see his freaking face, dude. I mean, it's the type of guy that needs to be humiliated, that needs to be punched in the face. I can think of all the things that would punish these men, but at the same time, you know, part of me just wishes them better. Like every other, for every other man in the world. And there was actually a paragraph I was reading today that was talking about when a man, as he's growing up in life, when there are certain crises in his life, for instance, it could be a loss of a job, loss of a family member, divorce, kids being taken, all that stuff. It could be, sometimes it could be a gift of this, I'm sorry, a gift in disguise. Other times, when these men, I think when they don't decide to grow from those tragedies, those, all the bad shit that happened, he, his little ego decides to run from it, decides to run, or I should say hide, mask his fears, his insecurities, his loneliness, his lack to have sex with women, his lack to be empathetic to other human beings and animals. Eventually, that may lead to suicide. It also may lead to a potential murder. Like the kids that go to, or this, psychopathic kid goes to a school and just shoots everybody, right? So that could be, when a man doesn't accept, his bad experiences, his crisis, and all that, as well as people bullying him. That's a simple experience. Um, when most of the time, yeah, it just runs into a downward spiral. Same thing with these gay cucks. Well, we don't want to call them gay cucks because a cuck would basically be chasing a single mom. But I guess gay simps. Oh man, I never really talked to MLD, but I mean those type of dudes don't even exist. Just like freaking beta male Bond, which I actually called them out on TikTok and on YouTube recently. Actually, all the guys in the stream, they all called it out. That he was insecure, that he was trying to control this woman that was on her phone. He was trying to inflate his own ego, his own small little ego, because he thinks that, oh, I got this money, I'm in another country, I can be whoever I want. All this delusion. In reality, you really can't be whoever you want. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, because the unconscious is your own unconscious. Anybody's unconscious runs pretty much everything. They are the true. Their unconscious is their master, yeah, as you will. Of course, I'm speaking in like Eastern, terminology. I like to perceive things in a very deep manner. If all this surface stuff like going to another country, banging baddies and all this stuff, that's all surface shit. But I go like more in depth on what happens to people inside as they're experiencing the stuff, as they're partying and all that. And those are actually the result of what goes inside a human being, in their body and in their psychology. So, and of course I questioned every single man's intelligence and how he get those things in life and what motives does he have, when it comes to social media aspect and trying to gain followers and all that stuff. But my point is, I know I'm going kind of long here, but yeah, so my point is, it's okay to get some dirt every now and then, as when you're growing and aging a little, when you're going through challenges. Men are meant to lose sometimes. We're gonna lose some things. We're gonna lose the people that we used to love. Like our ex-girlfriends, or it could be a parent, sister, friend. And we gotta actually accept and absorb from that in order to become stronger, more mature. And like I said in another video, we gotta kill the ego over and over again in order to build a stronger wall. So yeah, I think that's the purpose of humiliation. I know I didn't say that right, but whatever. Because it can lead to maturity, but a lot of guys, like Scribe and MD, MLD, and beta male bond. They decide to block all the criticisms. You know, they don't use they're not using their thinking mind. They're using their emotional mind, which is simply their feelings and insecurities, impulses, all that shit. So they use that, you know, the I guess you could say, yeah, there was a little quote, not really exact, but you know, Eckhart Tolle mentioned about how most people have like a body armor, or I guess you could say they're you know, they're unconscious. Like there's always like a guarding on the feeling body as well as, you know, the mind too. Um, but yeah, so yeah, it's just, you know, we all have different challenges, different areas in our body where it's strict, rigid, tight, or lazy, loose, um, inactive. You know, it's, you know, and as well as, you know, there's also a polaric aspect as well. Uh, but yeah, that was. But yeah, I'd like to give a shout out to all the Passport Bros, Joes, QB, and Self Made, and myself. I might as well give a shout out to myself because I haven't really achieved much, you know, on YouTube. I actually deleted my old channel because I don't really give a fuck. I really don't. But I've achieved a lot in real life, and that's what matters, gentlemen. Stay real.